Hey, we are back, and it's this will be two halves of one show that sounds well, you can decide what it sounds like because we were happy the first half had some guests on, talked about some fun predictions. We were going to have a great guest from Hawaii come on, and then Blog Talk Radio happened, and I'm never using them again. Never, ever, ever. I'm gonna do something with Skype, make it simple. I'm done with them. Never again. I've tried what they said. I don't care. Don't upgrade the account or not. Done. SoundCloud's where a show will be at. iTunes. Right now, Google Hangout. I'll splice it together hopefully shortly. Chris is momentarily going to be, he's getting a drink at the moment, so he'll join me momentarily. We'll see if we can invite a few other people who were supposed to be on but couldn't come on. Some weren't able to, so we might get Terrence to hop on in a little bit later, talk about some Colorado State, but yeah, my bold prediction, never using Blog Talk Radio again. So that's my bold prediction, and pretty sure Chris will have some choice words when he comes back to yell or punch things and all sorts of stuff. So here's what we're going to do. In the meantime, we're going to chat about who we were going to have on.
What I missed?
Oh, I said how upset you were. You might want to turn off your your camera there if you want.
No, but it's more fun this way.
Nobody can see me because I'm literally in a room that's dark and I can only see the computer screen in front of me, and that's it. I'm so upset. I've already told him I want to punch somebody in the face, and you probably do too.
Yeah.
And my not so bold prediction is never using Blog Talk Radio again. Never.
Oh.
The past month when they upgraded to it sounded good the one or two times we got to go completely through. But you couldn't get in the website. I couldn't get in. I'm in my Ethernet. I'm not plugged in. I tried Wi-Fi only, tried plugging in hardwired. Nothing could get in. So we're going to do something different next week. Going live doesn't matter anymore. So if people like that, I apologize. But by looking who listened, most of the people came afterwards. So perfectly fine. And our good friend Brandon, who tweets everything out, just tweeted second half of the podcast. I'll do that as well here real quick.
Thank you very much, Brandon.
I put the link, he put the code. So, maybe, no, that was my tweet. He retweeted me. Okay, whatever.
Here, Jeremy, can you see me?
Hold on. I do now. Yes, what's up? What's that?
Here. Cheers to finishing the podcast.
Let's finish quickly. Soon. I'll put this together hopefully tonight, but here's what we missed.
We still have more people to bring on and talk to us.
Well, if they can come on, I invited some people. Parker, unfortunately, is not available. Dwayne's not. Parker might be, maybe. Dwayne's not at home, so we can't hop on Google Hangout. I invited Terrence. Brandon, if you want to hop on now, I know you're probably listening doing something. You can join us now. You don't have to wait till 9:25. So let me.
Brandon, come on now. Erwin can come on.
Yeah, or I know Erwin's always hanging out on Twitter.
No, Robert Kakula. This is what makes me the most upset. This is really what makes me the most upset is that we cannot now bring on Robert Kakula.
And hopefully he understands. I apologize profusely. And it's right at times, like right at 8:30. I'm like, crap, we dropped. We'll get back in. We'll call him. But it just stinks. You're like, yeah, he replied back pretty quick. Yeah, I'll join the show. Should be fun. We chatted a little bit today through email. Like, hey, when you come on, we're going to go right away because the way we're recording. He's like, no big deal. Thanks for letting me know. And then we can't get him on. And who knows if he'll want to come on or later on or whatever. Because if you get somebody to come on and this happens, why would they want to join you again? So we'll see. Because people wanted to hear from him because people love Robert Kekulula.
Yeah, that's what's the thing. Once again, our community, not only our community around SBN college football, we so yeah. I don't think we even got my. I think it completely disconnected once we didn't even get my yearly projections in.
I know.
My bold predictions. I don't think they even got to my bold predictions yet.
Let's do this. I'm inviting people now. Go through your bold predictions because who knows what people missed or didn't miss. So,
all right. Well, as many of you know, my 2 teams.
3 teams, right?
3? No, 2.
You're not including the Aztecs in that yet?
No, I'm not including the Aztecs in that.
Okay.
No. So my 2 teams. 1 team I am predicting to go 12-0.
Tony Sanchez, Coach of the Year.
No. No. The Boise State will go undefeated. Here's a good news. Here's a good step for Rebels fans. I am predicting that Tony Sanchez goes 4-8 in his first season, with a win over Nevada.
Ooh, did you like that the little tweet that Brian Polian did back to basically nobody, but it's directly pointed at Tony Sanchez?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just a photo of the cannon. Because for those who don't know, Tony Sanchez goes, yeah, we got a place for the Fremont Cannon when it comes back to us. And the next day, Brian Polian just tweets last year's score and cannon. That's all he put. Nothing else. Just that. That was it.
Yeah, well, he's never had to compete against Tony Sanchez before. So we'll see. So here's the thing. So Boise State goes undefeated. UNLV goes 4-8. That means Boise State will be winning the Mountain, and I'm going to go ahead and say San Diego State wins the West. But you ready for my absolutely crazy bold predictions?
What's that?
How about Hawaii making a bowl game?
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that, Hawaii making a bowl game.
I can't consider New Mexico making a bowl game a bold prediction.
Say that again, New Mexico?
New Mexico making a bold prediction, or New Mexico making a bold bowl game, I cannot consider that a bold prediction.
Oh man, so
I think it's just gonna happen.
I can't use that as my bold prediction.
Oh, you can totally use it as yours. I'm just saying I don't consider it. It's going to happen.
Interesting. All right, well, let's go over what we missed. I'll get to my bold prediction momentarily, but here's what we missed. I would want to talk about Ryan Tamari, but I don't know what he really wrote in here. His bold prediction, it's UNM football expect the expected. And then he put 6-10 for his record. I think he may have got confused. Was he pulled his
Tamari cover? Tamari covers
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Was he
6-6? Maybe he's.
I think he was pulling the Steve Sarkisian trying to fill that out.
Holy hell! Okay.
Bam, gotcha. And then our good friend Damon Betts says good stuff for Wyoming. He put them at 5-7. I think we discussed last week, didn't you and I say, or maybe you said it? Wyoming could go winless in their division, but still make a bowl game.
I said that.
He has them at 5-7. He also says Josh Smith will eventually be the starting quarterback for Wyoming. And then here's his. This is probably the most bold prediction out of anything. His division winners are San Diego State and the West Division. Not too much of a shock. Air Force winning the Mountain. Air Force claiming the conference title.
Damon, what? Seriously, man. Wow. So, and this is what I was talking about. Remember when we did our Air Force prediction long time ago. Right? I said that Air Force had such a good season this year. I'm not sure they were going to follow it up, but I didn't think they were going to finish top half of the division. I think they were going to finish probably about third or fourth.
But they could still win 9 or 10 games, I think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They have the potential to. But Damon, man, taking the next step, Air Force.
Here's the thing about Air Force, why they might be more dangerous than people think. Nate Romine, he started a bunch of games already. He's not a new rookie quarterback. But he's also, which I don't know if this will make him more dangerous, but I think it gives him more options. He's more of a, we all remember Tim Jefferson. He could throw the ball pretty well, but he also ran very well. Romine's not the best of a runner, but he's good enough. But he can throw better, so that could add a new wrinkle to this offense that hasn't been seen since Tim Jefferson was there a couple years ago. So that could be a possibility of where he's thinking that they're going to be not as I guess for Air Force more unique in that they'll pass more than they normally do. But my main concern is defense. So I think they lost 7 starters. We got Alex Hansen and Weston Stillhammer, probably top 5 at each of their position in the conference, if not higher. But everybody else, they pretty much lost their entire defense. So that's an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I could see how Air Force winning the Mountain West makes sense, considering that they've never done it before. And they're the only team to beat Boise State at this point. The question is, you still have to do it. I hate to say that, but it's what it is.
So apparently, I made this a public event, and some person just came. And sorry, I'm totally going off topic, which we haven't done in a long time. I'm going through. I'm like, oh, what's this preview? I can join our Hangouts on my phone, and some person who I don't know just said no to the invite that came through, just to watch because it's a public invite. I mean, not to join us, but publicly watch. And somebody just happened to come across on my Google Plus page and just happened to say no. I had no idea who it was, but so I thought.
Thanks, people.
It was some lady I don't know.
I just tweeted out the link as well.
Yeah, we got 3. We have 3 viewers, but I don't know if that includes you and me.
I'm not sure because we're participating, right?
Who knows? All right, so we got a bunch of comments here on our page. Let's see how many people are unhappy with Blog Talk Radio. Let's see. You're
our
not
Facebook page or our regular page?
Our MWD. Maybe we should mention who we are. MWCconnection.com page.
Oh, you mean our website?
Yeah, the website. People are not liking Blog Talk Radio, and so
no. I'm not liking Blog Talk Radio right now.
All right, so that's kind of off topic, but that's what I'm thinking about Air Force. That's a possibility. I think they'll probably finish top 3. I don't know. Colorado State, it'll be interesting. Even if they're 4th, they'll be very good. They'll be 9 wins probably. And so here's we got our good friend. I wanted to have Dwayne on as well. He does Air Force stuff for us. Great job. He's been taking over the top 50 countdown more than I expected to. So I am indebted to him because that is it's basically completed. It's just it's a pain to put together, I think. And I'm like, and we're near the top 10. We got plenty of Boise State guys because apparently we love Boise State so much. But Dwayne has Air Force going 8-4, which is a real possibility. Weston.
Wait, so are we sure that Dwayne's not coming on for sure?
Yeah, I emailed him. Yeah, he's not available to come on.
Okay.
Because he's not access to a computer, and yeah. You can do Google Hangout from phone, but who knows what phone he has, and that's a mess. So same reason I didn't invite Robert to come on to Google Hangout. So sigh. He has Weston Stillhammer defensive. This is a bold prediction. I could be a bold prediction. Stillhammer.
I don't think that's a bold prediction. I'm sorry, Weston Stillhammer is an All-American. And you don't think that's a bold prediction?
That's why I was like, kinda. Defensive Player of the Year and All-American. You can go bolder, I will say that, but it's still to be an All-American Air Force on defense is pretty good.
How about this? You want bold? Army wins the Commander-in-Chief trophy this year. That's one of Air Force's losses.
Idaho does not need a restraining order from coach to media. And then he has Boise State winning the title. And then
second person.
And then here's Parker.
Third person, including myself.
Here's our good friend Parker, who now covers football for KSL.com, but does a bunch of stuff for us recruiting basketball. So I would highly encourage you to click on his links he sends out because that'll help him out quite a bit. He needs quite a bit to make it worth his while. So go click on those KSL links that Parker sent across on Twitter, and I probably retweet quite a bit. Utah State 10-2. He does parentheses emphasize homer, which is we're all about the homer, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Utah State will win the Fiesta Bowl. Pretty bold. But this is the most bold thing out of I don't even know if it's technically possible. I think it is. It probably should be. 9 Mountain West Bowl teams are bowl eligible.
Okay, so think about this.
9.
So, and this is, no. Listen, this is the reason why this is possible. We have non-conference opponents, right?
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah. You go undefeated, and then all these teams just start beating each other up, except for Utah State, who just takes everybody down.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There's your 9. Those are your 9 bowl-eligible teams. Now, not 9 teams will be going to a bowl game, but they'll be bowl-eligible, absolutely. So I see it happening.
We've also said the Mountain Division could go all bowl, not just us, but people from the AP, other people who I guess supposedly know more than us, maybe not. At least national people are saying they could see the whole Mountain Division being bowl eligible. You'll have probably at least San Diego State out of the West at 7. Fresno, even though what Matt Kennerly says, I could see Fresno being 8, and who knows what'll happen in Hawaii. Hawaii set their over-under set at 6 wins.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, and that makes sense. And whether when you look at the West, okay, San Diego State, Fresno State, Nevada, I'll even throw Hawaii or San Jose State there. Any one of those 5 teams can reach the 6-6 mark to make it. But yeah, absolutely, on the every single team in the mountain and should be able to make a bowl game no matter what.
Okay, that's a possibility. So sorry to go off track there. But we're trying to get our good Brandon Blake to hop on. He's trying to call into our old unnamed service phone number I provided out. Google or Blog Talk Radio. So I'm going to invite him on Google Hangout so Brandon may hop on and join us momentarily. So we'll see how that goes.
Hey, guess how many days there are until college football season?
It's 10, right?
After midnight, it'll be 10.
Well, it's next week from Wednesday.
Yes. But even more so, if you count FCS.
It's not Wednesday,
College football starts this week. FCS.
Tuesday?
Is it Tuesday? When is Montana? Was it Montana Snood?
Oh, isn't there a Saturday game? Isn't there a game this Saturday? I thought like last year there was that FCS Week 0 game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Which team is it?
Hold on, I'm finding it right now. Let's see here. I'm on the good old website here that might be working. Let's see.
Not the Blog Talk Radio one?
Of course not. That website doesn't work. Well, who's that? Yeah, it's North Dakota State.
Yeah.
Whew. That's a good one. North Dakota State, Montana.
How is that for starting off the college football season? North Dakota State, Montana, both potential Mountain West members. I mean,
you know who the head coach of Montana is, right? You better know this.
Yes, Bob Stitt.
Yes, Bob Stitt. We get to see his offense that could have been seen in Laramie in Montana because his games are rarely on TV at Colorado School of Mines, correct? Yes. Colorado School of Mines. He was on CBS Sports like maybe twice in the past decade, but now he's on Montana. He'd seen on ESPN3, a couple of ESPN games. Check out that game for sure. There's that game Saturday. Then all the games actually start Thursday. So September 3rd, we'll have full schedule, but Saturday, August 29th, you better be in front of your couch at 3:30 Eastern to watch at least some of this game.
So the 1981, was it the 1981 college football team? Okay, so
where are you going with this?
Story off topic. No, I've got an off topic story. So I met one of the coaches who coached for Idaho State, and he also coached for Weber State back in the early 80s. And guy was telling me, it's funny because I think he's actually started reading our blog because we went into dialogue about college football, and it was just funny to just see how much of a wealth of knowledge he has, as much as a wealth of knowledge that we have. So it really gives us credit to really be experts in our field, so to speak, in the Mountain West.
I think we do a good job. Reasonably good job.
Yeah. So kudos to us, and absolutely. I'm glad. I hope we get to have a chance to talk to that guy in the future. Although I'm not sure if he's much of a podcaster or anything like that.
We'll see, because there's also over Underdog Dynasty. One of the guys put over and I love the guys at Fox Sports, Bruce Feldman, Stuart Mandel, but they need to work on some math. Apparently, whoever put together, it's like, come on. I don't want to go too bad on whatever, but basically they put together all the previews and records for Mountain West. I did say the WAC there, but Sun Belt, those type of schools, CUSA, didn't quite get the schedule lined up, and whatever, it happens. But whatever, it happens. But I think we know what we're doing a little bit, so I think that's fair enough to say. So let's move on. Shall I go to have we gone through everybody in our list yet? We may have a few guys on. So let's go.
I thought we were still waiting for people to call in.
I emailed the links out, so we'll see. And I emailed me saying, hey, the busy signal. I'm like, well, sorry. Stuff happened. So we'll see. But I don't know if Erwin's hopping on with us, but here's what he had to say for his prediction. Who Erwin is. He does stuff for Scout. He's also doing kind of our West Division guy, but mainly like Fresno, San Jose State type of stuff. But what he said, he's going with his team to be the Aztecs, it looks like, which is fine. 9-3. His bold prediction is San Diego State will beat Boise State in the Mountain West title.
While it is a bold prediction, at the same time, San Diego State is the only team in the recent past 5 or 6 years, and even more so, who's actually beaten Boise State at Boise State.
Conference game at home as well. Conference game. Don't forget that.
Yeah. San Diego State and TCU is the other team.
Right. It's been a while. But yeah, the special teams, there's some stuff going on. And they beat Boise back-to-back years too. So, and plus, hey, you got Donnell Pumphrey. I would give them a fighting chance against any team they would play with him running the ball. We'll see if we get to the other guys. I will kind of waste some time. I'll give my bold predictions. So, which team should be my team then? That's a question I need to have answered for me.
I thought you were a Utah State fan.
I could say the Utes are going to go 8-4 and beat Michigan.
Are we sure that's a bold prediction though? There are some Michigan fans barely convinced that that's going to happen first thing of the season. Of course, I was the one who was kind of gung-ho about just chaos fire, and I said something to the effect on the EDSBS commentary at podcast. I said something like, "You know what? Utah's going to win. Utah's going to win the Pac-12 this year, just for kicks and giggles."
Here's the thing. Utes are my team. They were picked 5th to win the South. I would not, because how convoluted that division is, I would not be surprised if it could be Utah, Arizona, or any team but Colorado who wins that division would not surprise me one bit. And I think it's all legitimately possible. All 5 of those teams could win that division. The North is garbage. Oregon's the best. People somehow trying to shoehorn Stanford in, and maybe Cal with Sonny Dykstra offense, but no.
Hey, you sounded better.
What was that?
So you sound better. I don't know what you did, but all of a sudden you sound better.
I did nothing. Okay, cool. But as for the team, I'll go with Utah State. I'll say Utah State's my team because they're the closest team to me. I will say, because Hunter Sharp suspended, I'm going to go 9-3. They're going to lose to Utah. They're going to lose to Boise State. And they'll beat Washington. They'll probably lose. I don't have their schedule in front of me. Do they play San Diego State?
I'll see, because if they do, I want to go to that game.
You should, assuming it's in San Diego.
I'll tell you right now.
But I don't think. I'd go 9 or 10 wins.
Yes, they do. They play Utah State. They play Utah State at Qualcomm.
Oh man, but that makes it tough because that defense versus Donnell Pumphrey. No, I'm gonna go 10-2. They're gonna lose to Utah and Boise. I'll go that route, which is not bold, but I guess that's my team. So hey, Connor agrees with us. I'm with you guys. Never using BTR again. Thanks for the support, Connor. Let's retweet that real quick. But yeah, I think 10-2 is a possibility. I wouldn't be shocked if they lose to San Diego State because that's a play not Qualcomm. Not that it's tough, but away from home with the home field they get at Maverick Stadium is a pretty big deal. So, but 10-2, my bold prediction. How about this for being bold? Can I say New Mexico not only goes bowling, but goes 7-5? Could I go that far? Is that bold enough for you, Chris?
That's super bold.
I need to pull up the schedule before I legitimately.
I'm planning the 6-6, but I'm not sure about the 7-5, man. I think that's a little bit over.
I will say that
You're way too crazy there, man.
I know,
way too damn crazy.
Hey, Parker picked Utah State as Fiesta Bowl champions.
Once again, not crazy if they were to beat Boise State or something like that.
Sure. Looking at New Mexico's schedule, they can beat Mississippi Valley State. They'll beat Tulsa, I believe. They'll beat New Mexico State. 3. They'll beat Hawaii at home, I think. Oh, you're right. 7's too. That's too bold. I can't do that.
Sure, you can.
How about this? No, I'm not. I say they're going to a bowl game. I think I'm one of the, you and me are the two of the most hyped people up on the Lobos because I think what they do on offense is great, and I just think it's just unique, and I think they'll find a way done. If the defense steps up to anything special or even average, they'll be really good.
I'm sorry, that's mainly because of
Football Bob. That's right, Football Bob.
So I just messed up.
Bold, bold prediction. I'm trying to think of something bold. How about this? I think this could be considerably bold. I will say, I'm going this route. People, I'm already going to get to Boise State. Hey, I'm going to say Chucky Keaton's going to win Offensive Player of the Year and play in all 12 games.
Is that a bold prediction though?
An injury,
OPOY. That's pretty bold.
Injury-free Chucky Keaton. Come on.
Fine.
Yes. Do you want something more bold? Because Player of the Year is bold. I think if he plays every game and
that's the thing. No, that's perfectly fine. The fact is, you can't get much more bold than that, right?
Parker, 9 bowl eligible team. That's pretty bold. No, I'm going with that. I will say he will
negatively bold. How about like?
Okay, yeah, let's do that. I was thinking about that as we're going through because Matt was the only guy that kind of did that a little bit, which is fine. I will say this for being negatively bold. I don't want to hurt people's feelings, but I'm trying to think.
I don't want to be hurt people's feelings.
No, but I
don't want to cause just ultimate sadness.
Well, it's not just that.
It's like announcing this. It's like, Jeremy, I don't want to take this the right way, but your grandmother died doing something completely horrible, but we're going to broadcast it to the world, and that's going to be it. Like, you can't just put it like that. This is a sport.
Well, no,
right? There's no such thing.
I get you. What I'm saying is I'm trying to think of when it's realistic because I can say, oh, I'm bold and San Diego State's going 0-12 and everybody gets injured and that's why they're terrible. No. I want something that's possible.
No, that's realistic for Fresno State, right?
Oh. I was correct. I wanted because I'm trying to fill up last year when I changed my prediction last second to say Fresno State will be 6-6. Remember that? I remember. That's why I'm like trying to get something like that. Where I was like, I'm changing 6-6 or something like that. I think I changed it last minute. I'll say this. No, I'm going to change it. Negatively bold.
How about this? Boise State goes 8-4.
But I don't think that's. I could no. I'm not saying that could happen. But I still think that will because Washington's not very good. People are hyping their schedule. Their schedule is not that good. Come on. They play Washington, whatever. They play Idaho State. Come on. No, I would say a realistic negatively thing. I'll say this. San Jose State goes 0-12.
Okay, yeah. That's bold. I mean, people are like, "Oh, San Jose State sucks." Duh, but no, that really is. You expect them to get at least one win, if not two, and especially with the new recruits, you actually might have some pretty good recruits out there.
We also got Tyler Irvin and a couple of good guys, the wide receiver running back combo, but their rush defense is terrible. Red zone offense is terrible. I know how much you love Al Borges, and they have Greg Robinson as the defensive coordinator, so
okay, fine. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, 0-12. Not that it'll happen, but I'm going something bold, negatively bold. So as for I haven't gotten to my division winners yet. Thanks for our good friend Tim. My dog's cool on Twitter reacting with us. Chris did say 6-6 last minute. I think Chris said New Mexico was the sleeper last year. Great stuff, guys. You and me have been sleeping on New Mexico for years. One of these years we're going to be right.
Eventually, right? So it's one of those things like some sort of Zen philosophy, right? You lose enough times, you're eventually going to win, right? How's this? Hey, go ahead while you're trying to find up your fact. How's this for a fact? I paid more for my UNLV season tickets that I sold back to my friend than San Diego State season tickets are cheaper than UNLV season tickets.
You got to feel Qualcomm.
So $75 for a field seat, season ticket. Everybody want to go in on season tickets with San Diego State with me?
It's not worth the travel. Sorry. I'd spend more. Yeah, no. And I'm busy Saturdays doing a few things, but okay. I'm going to say that
I'm not.
Well, it might be toward a particular school I may not care too much about doing things with, so we'll see.
Okay.
As for my division winners, I'm going to go Boise State to win the Mountain Division. So suck it, Raj. I am picking them. And not going 8-4, and not going 8-4, as you said I would about 2 hours ago.
So suck it, Raj. We've been podcasting for over an hour now.
I know he's likely kidding.
There's a million people.
I got to point that out, even though I know he's probably kidding at me. I'm pointing that out just because. And to me, San Diego State's the only logical team out west, because we love Matt, and we know Fresno is having some issues. They got Martins Waller, great running back. Their defense is pretty good, but nobody else. Hawaii is Max Wittick. That's why I want to talk to Robert Kikalula to see would say about Max Wittick and talk about Norm Chow and all that type of stuff. But I
realistically think Hawaii is a bowl team this year.
That's a bold prediction.
I did say that was my bold prediction. But if the team's good enough, absolutely. You have DSM St. James and Max Wittick as a quarterback, running back combo. And then you've got some good guys coming back on linebacker. This is a team in the making.
Yeah, Marcus Kemp, wide receiver. I would say this: if it's not,
you know what I'm surprised is that nobody has said Nevada to pick as a division winner.
I was about to go there. I said if it's not San Diego State, my next in line would be Nevada. But we know how realistically that's going. That's why they're my backup plan.
Screw Nevada.
Okay, there's one. Let's wrap this up really quick because I don't think anybody's hopped on, unfortunately, and curse you, Blog Talk Radio, forever. But we haven't talked. Nobody said one word about
Brandon.
No, I invited them. No, let me check. I'll check my email.
Terrence was asking on the website.
I emailed him an invite. I'll do that again real quick and see.
I'm going to live tweeting and just saying, get your guys' lazy butts on here.
Just tell them to check the email. But we have not touched one moment about Colorado State at all. And so with Rashard Higgins, he's Offensive Player of the Year preseason award. They know their quarterback, Nick Stevens, who's correct this time, as I incorrectly said earlier. What are your thoughts on the Rams? Because they have a new running back, Mike Bobo is new head coach. Some people are saying still 8 wins for them. I still think they're going to finish third or fourth regardless in the Mountain Division.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I totally understand. Like, I totally can see. I totally can see Colorado State possibly winning the division, but it's one of those things that there's too many questions. You have a new head coach, Mike Bobo, who's going to run the dang ball, right? You don't have Garrett Grayson back. You do have
no D Hart.
No D Hart. You have some other guys returning, right? You got the Rashard Higgins show.
I heard he's pretty good. Yeah, I heard of him.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good. I'm not too sure. But outside of that, it's just there's not enough known about Colorado State to make like an informed decision.
Because it's different where Boise State is losing top QB and running back. So is Colorado State. Yeah, we know there's Rashard Higgins, but Boise returns literally everybody else on offense and defense. And they have the same head coach. They do have a new offensive coordinator because Stanford went to Notre Dame. So those two schools are somewhat similar in what they're bringing back or situations on some of the front as for on the field. But new coaches, Boise is losing a better running back than CSU was. And it looks like it's going to be Jeremy McNichols at Boise. But when you return, 16 starters, I believe, 18 starters for Boise State, and their track record, that's why everybody's saying, yeah, they can go to the Peach Bowl or go to the Fiesta Bowl. They'll probably win 10 games as their baseline. CSU, like you look at Bill Connolly, he's like, yeah, they may take a step back and go to 8 wins, which is still very good. They don't have the known factor of doing this for year after year, changing coaches, being successful. And I just think new head coach, new OC, new everything, new QB, new running back, losing their top line offensive lineman to the NFL. 8 wins is probably my ceiling for them.
Yeah, I think you're right. It doesn't seem like they're going to be. They're going to be a threat, and they're going to beat some teams. They're probably going to surprise some teams, but how deep are they going to go? That's going to be the ultimate question.
All right, let's wrap this up real quick. If they come on, whatever, it's getting late. I'm tired.
Hey, so here's an idea, because now that I'm in San Diego, and that there are many listeners and stuff in San Diego.
I just saw your tweet.
How should I have a Mountain West connection tailgate
Meetup, of course, definitely.
Oh, Terrence just messaged. He said, "What's the Google Hangout address?"
Oh, let me invite him real quick.
Check your emails.
Yeah, tell him that. But I'll put it here too.
Hey, Terrence, if you're listening to this, get your rear over here.
I checked your Colorado. I sent to your Colorado State email. Hopefully, that's the right one.
I sent to the one that you don't use anymore because you graduated.
Oh no, that was our other guy, Josh.
I don't know.
We'll see if he helps on in a minute, but yeah, do that. Do a hangout, do a meetup, do for basketball, football, do what you want. Yeah, that'd be great. Get people to hang out.
So maybe I'll buy some T-shirts and like pass them out, or have people buy T-shirts.
Sure, we could do something like that.
Hey, Brandon's trying to get on. He's having some internet connection issues.
Join the club, Brandon. I see that.
For hangout or for the BTR?
Oh, I already emailed the BTR is dead to me. It's like, don't call in. Because a couple guys emailed me busy signal. But let's do this. What would be, if you could go to one game that's not your team, what would you go to this year?
Oh, we've completely missed out on that this year.
I know. That's why.
Oh my goodness. I miss these conversations. Okay. So, damn it. Are we staying within the Mountain West, or are we just going all over? Remember last season that I actually legitimately tried?
Yeah.
Let's stay within the conference
because our good friend Brian Vance is coming out to Boise BYU?
Is he coming to Boise BYU? I think he is.
And
Brian Vance used to be the manager over at Hasselbelt. Does some things with Underdog Dynasty, but actually has a real job now, and so can't contribute as much as he wants. But he still runs the whatchamacallit, the group of 5
Underdog poll, whatever.
Did you send those in?
I sent that. Well, I emailed you my ballot. Yes.
Oh yeah, you did. That's right. I didn't follow your ballot. I did my own.
No, I'm just saying. Hey, what do you think? And he never responded, so I figured it's garbage.
He's gonna help pitch in November 14th with if we get Robert Kekula for Fresno at Hawaii, right?
Exactly. So I don't have I should get a full schedule up here, but we'll chat for a couple minutes. If these guys hop on, we'll continue. If not, we'll continue this conversation another day. But let's go through within the conference. Let's start non-conference. What's the one
Commander-in-Chief? Absolutely.
No, you think our Air Force Navy is the number one game on your list?
Air Force Army. You gotta make it a home. Are we adding the stipulation that it has to be a home game?
No, it doesn't have to be.
Okay, then Air Force at Navy.
No question to ask. That's it.
That's a rivalry game.
It is.
That's a huge game. I think that the only games that you might see that are bigger games to go to, maybe the Rocky Mountain shootout, right?
No, never.
No Colorado State, Colorado. Okay, fine.
No.
Utah State, Utah.
That could be a good one, but there's no Hunter Sharp.
Or rather, Utah State, BYU.
Oh. It's funny? On my radio show I do, our guys, we've had like Parker on, we've had Isaac, we've had on our show from Scout, a couple of guys saying, is that like, what would you rather play? Because that game's the last game of the year. And the guy doesn't fathom. He's like, how can you want Boise State end of the year? It's like, heck, you'd want a conference game week 12, week 15, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I just feel the conference game trumps that rivalry game when it hasn't really been a rival. But odds are I'll be at Boise State, or excuse me, BYU, Utah State at end of the year. I might be both. Actually, might be both of those games. I'd pick. See, I've been up to the Logan before, but seeing BYU Boise State, I would love that because I want Utah State just to crush them, to beat their head in.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. How about this one? Here's an interesting one for you. How about San Diego State at Cal?
Oh, yes. That actually would. Oh, that would be really good because with Sonny Dykes and Jared Goff slinging the ball around.
Here's the thing. California legitimately could be terrifyingly good this year.
Oh yeah,
they are a dark horse candidate for the Pac-12 North.
Me too, because besides it's being terrible, they have an offense that could keep up with Oregon.
Yeah. So there's that. Other games I would want to go to travel to. Fremont Cannon. Oh well, that's within conference play.
No, that's fine.
I always love to go to Fremont Cannon game.
That would be good. That's a rivalry game. I think, at a non-conference, my internet's being weird. I can only see week 1 for some reason, but non-conference, I like Utah State, BYU, just because BYU's just crushed them for so many years, and Utah State's been close. Like Utah State won a couple years ago. There was that terrible 63 game, and the other game Utah State Utah State crushed them when Taysom Hill went out. And then the year before, or a couple years before, I'm going way out of order, but BYU needed a big comeback from a backup quarterback to win on a tip pass for a touchdown. So besides BYU winning the games, none of them have really been like blowouts on that other end. Outside, the only blowout was when Utah State win.
You never answer my question though. What would you think about going to Air Force at Navy?
I've been to Annapolis before. Do it. It's lovely. I've been out there for water polo when I was on the East Coast. Their school, great campus. I've been by the football stadium, pretty nice. It's Navy Air Force. There's nobody going to be mean to you, rude to you. I honestly think it's a better game than Army and Navy, just because the competitive wise. But that would be, I'd love that game. Yeah, I've been out there.
Where do you fly? Do you fly into Baltimore?
You can fly. Annapolis is actually better. Baltimore is about an hour out of Annapolis.
Okay, so where do you fly in to go to the game? I'm checking tickets right now.
Oh, probably Annapolis. It depends if you want to rent a car or not.
Yeah, so you're either going to fly into Dulles, Washington D.C., or are you flying into Baltimore?
Oh, I think Baltimore's closer.
Okay, so let's see, October 3rd.
Are you seriously looking at this to go?
I am looking at tickets, dude.
Okay. As for other games, I love you pointing out San Diego State, Cal. That could be good. You got Fresno, Ole Miss. Probably not, because Matt's down on his Bulldogs.
Wah, wah.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up in a minute because it's almost 10 o'clock for me, and I wake up super early. So,
it's only It's only $500 for a flight.
You know what the weirdest thing is? Look at DC, because DC's cheap. I was actually looking for a job in DC about a year or so ago, and I'd be out there I got pretty close to getting it, I think. And my wife's like, well, if you get it, you got to fly out every now and then to come back home because she's in school and wasn't quite done yet. I was finding flights for like $250 from Utah to DC on a regular basis. Didn't matter the date over the weekend. So maybe if you could look at DC instead, because I'm like, yeah, that could be a legitimately possibility.
Hey, Brandon Blake is off. Terrence is here.
Hey! I hear somebody. I see somebody. Terrence, are you with us?
He's on our chat.
Do I have to do something here?
I don't know.
Terrence, are you there? Hello?
I'm chatting.
I'm typing. Can you hear us?
Hey, if I'm getting a response, at least I'm getting a response, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang it! Come on.
So let's give an early bowl projection. How many teams do you suspect that will be in the bowl scene?
Oh, Chris left, so we'll see if he comes back in. No, I see 6. I legitimately see 5. I'm probably gonna say 5 out of the mountain, and 2 out of the west. So 7 bowl teams. I'm not gonna go and say there's gonna be 6. It's gonna be Boise, Air Force, CSU, Utah State, and Wyoming or New Mexico, but I like New Mexico more just because of what they can do on offense. There'll be 7 bowl eligible teams. I'm going to predict the winner of the conference, which I already said likely. It's going to be Boise State for me. They're going to go to the Pizza Fiesta Bowl because that's the only 2 options they realistically have due to the bowl
playoffs.
They're not going to the playoffs. Come on. They're not going to the playoffs.
Hey, our Fresno State guy, he's asking if we're only going for the game. Because if that's the case, Fresno State to Ole Miss.
All right, Terrence is back in. Hey, Brandon joined us. Let's see if people can hear us. Hey, is there a Brandon with us?
Yeah, hello?
I see somebody. Hey.
Brandon's here! Yes!
But Terrence, for some reason, is in the chat room, but not. I don't know what's going on, Terrence. I apologize.
Cheers,
know.
Brandon.
Hey!
Hey, let's we're gonna wrap this up here because if you've heard anything, we've had some lovely technical issues with our other provider. We're no longer using ever again.
I did see that, and I guess the whole internet issue thing is just gone coast to coast because that's why I couldn't get on. Just it was like Kurt was like, "We need you to get on now." I was like,
I can't.
"My internet's not working." Like, no.
That was man. And we missed our great guest. I chatted with Robert Kekaloo. I'm like, come on, and then I'm like, I'm so sorry.
I wanted to see him. Wow.
He's awesome. Everybody loves him, and I wanted to chat, so maybe later. But let's get to what you're doing, because we're going to wrap up here. So we got John with us. So give us well, tell everybody who you are, like what team you cover, what team you like, don't like, or tell us the team you do like, I guess. We'll go with that.
Okay. Well, my name's Brandon Blake. I covered the Nevada Wolfpack. Started with basketball. Now I'm doing football for this season. First season. I like Nevada. I respect everybody else. Just nice, healthy respect. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate. Well, I'm a Florida alum, so I guess I gotta hate. Not hate, but have
Florida State, right? Florida State,
Florida State, Miami, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina. You get the gist.
Hey, Brandon, I'm going to correct you here. So, and this is I think because our other Nevada fan, is another East Coaster guy, right? Another Nevada writer. I'm just going to go ahead and correct you so you don't have Wolfpack fans all over you. It's Nevada, not Nevada.
It's Nevada. Okay.
Nevada. Yeah.
I'll differentiate between Nevada and Nevada, just how I say. So I'll be Nevada.
Or what you do, it depends who you're talking to. If you want to disrespect, you say it the wrong way.
Or if you want serious disrespect, you just call them UNR.
Okay. Well, see, I only thought only certain people could say UNR. Like, I just say Nevada. Nevada. I'm not offending nobody. Nevada. Okay, cool. Watching.
So what's your prediction?
Unlike Dan, I'm a little more optimistic. I say on the spreadsheet I had 6-6, but I'm going to go 7-5. I think the combination of their schedule, it's a doable schedule. I mean, they do have Utah and Utah State on there and San Diego State to close out the year, but it's just a doable, very manageable schedule despite the quarterback. They have a new Tyler Stewart is the new quarterback. The offensive line, they had, do replace some players, and they got hit with a little bit of a I guess a flu or something, or a bug. Chris Murray, who covers them for the Reno Gazette, mentioned it. So despite the new quarterback, offensive line issue, the offensive line sort of in a flux, I think the schedule is doable. I mean, like I said, they avoid Boise State, they avoid Colorado State. I think in Air Force, 3 of the 4 top teams in that division. And it's pretty manageable. I mean, they still got to play Hawaii, UNLV, San Jose State. I think 7 wins is very possible. Very possible.
And that's what it's for. People are saying their homers. We love it. If you want your team to do well, that's fine. Great, dude. We don't discriminate. We want people to over-exaggerate your team. That's what we're here for. We tell people, if you listen to the show, we're biased toward every team. So great, go with it.
Well, see, I thought we were supposed to be biased towards. I thought we loved Boise State and hated everybody else.
Except for me. Except for me. Apparently, I hate Boise State. That's my thing, I guess.
Oh, you hate Boise State. Okay.
You know what, Brandon? I'm so glad you brought that up because it was absolutely hilarious that I was wearing that T-shirt. They're like, "Who are you biased against?" Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Brandon, final question for you, because it looks like we got Terrence on here as well. If you had a non-conference Mountain West game to go to, where would you travel to, or maybe even conference?
In conference, I would like to go see. Honestly, I would like to see Nevada and San Diego State, because I think that could be because let's face it, San Diego State's the class of that division for what it's worth. San Diego State and Nevada, if the quarterback play comes around, if they can get something from Don Jackson and James Butler, if Hassan Henderson can really be that play to that extra level, and the defense, especially Ian Seau, can get it going. Who's to say Nevada and San Diego State can't be for the Mountain West, for the winner of the Mountain West Western Division? Who can't say that?
Absolutely right. You are. That game is on November 23rd. It's at Qualcomm Stadium, and I expect to get a call from you to tell me you're coming to town that weekend.
I hope so. I'm going to be there. I plan on being out there in like a month or so, because San Diego State plays South Alabama, which I'm from Pensacola. Is a local team. By local, I mean 90 minutes away.
Well, I was going to say right next to Mobile.
Yeah, right across the way. Hopefully I get to see that game. That game and this one. So fingers crossed, but in conference, that's got to be the game. And Boise State's just appointment television.
So, what? Chris jumped the gun. Last question, though. Your bold prediction, let people know what it is, because I like it.
You mean mine or?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong person. I'm sorry. Dang it.
Okay.
No, never mind. Disregard that. I'm looking at. I have Terrence's highlighted here, and we'll get to Terrence in a second. So sorry. I'll wait to talk about Terrence. Sorry, my mistake. You guys are the last two on the list here, and I was highlighting the wrong one. I was at the early one. So, no worries.
Yeah, your bold prediction, Utah State winning the Mountain West, isn't exactly that bold.
It's good.
No, it's not. It's. I mean, that it is what it is. But I started to think that could be a bold prediction, but. Staying in the Western Division, I'm looking at San Diego State. They got a week 3 or week 4 matchup, I believe, against Penn State. It's in Happy Valley, and this is just thrown in when they don't call it a bold prediction for nothing. I see San Diego State go. I could see San Diego State going into Happy Valley and beating Penn State.
I agree with you. Donald Pumphrey, anything can happen.
Yeah. I mean, Penn State is one of those teams that kind of, sort of, maybe. But why not? It's a bold prediction. So San Diego State goes into Happy Valley and beats Penn State.
Excellent. So thanks for enduring us with the technical issues for joining us. So I'm glad we got to communicate to chat to you for a couple minutes. So tell everybody your Twitter handle really quick so we can hopefully increase your follower count on this lovely show.
Hey, the last time I was on here, my Twitter follower count went up. Most of the bots, but nevertheless, it went up. It went from like 68 to 90 something.
That's good.
That's a significant increase, my friend. That's a significant increase.
Thank you. It's Brandon D. Blake or Blake's Babbles. That's my Twitter handle.
Wait, you're forgetting the underscore there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, underscore.
That's important.
Just Brandon D. Blake. Just find it. It's there.
Or you can find him retweeting nearly everything we do. So I thank you for that as well.
I gotta get people to come to see the website.
Of course, we appreciate it, man. Excellent.
All the press.
Excellent. All right, man. Well, thank you very much. We will move on. Terrence has been waiting patiently. So, but yeah, keep the good work, and we'll revisit these in January to see how wrong we are. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, man. See ya.
All right, take it easy.
Terrence, how are you, my friend? Can he talk now?
Wait.
Terrence.
Hello.
Hey, we got you. It's working.
Hey!
Something's kind of working tonight.
What's up?
Thank you for hopping on. You followed our chronicles of Blog Talk Radio, which is getting a punt in the face for me in a few minutes. So, yeah, it was ridiculous. But we got you on, so thanks for hopping on with us. Colorado State, one of our couple Rams guys we have, so let's just go with your team. It looks like you're a bit higher than most people on your team. I'm kind of in your neighborhood, but what do you say about the Rams and kind of what do you expect and what their record should be?
I think what a lot of people are forgetting is that this team has Out of 24 starters, if you include the special teams, they have 17 of them returning. Despite a new coach, you still have probably top to bottom the best wide receiving core in the conference and can compete with some of the top in the country. You have Nick Stevens, who I think a lot of people who are actually sleeping on him. I think he's going to have an explosive season. I think the defense is going to be much improved. I said they're going to finish 9-3. Their 3 losses will be probably to Minnesota, Boise State, and Utah State. Otherwise, I see them pretty much finishing 3rd and doing very well in this division and doing very well in the conference this year.
That sounds pretty good to me. Jeremy, did we lose you again?
No, I'm still here. We're going to let you have a chance to talk.
Oh, okay. I feel honored.
There you go.
So I hear. So you got the 9 wins, 3 losses, but you don't have Colorado State winning the division. Is there a particular reason for that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said 9-3. You predict Colorado State to be 9-3, but you don't have them winning the division. Is there a particular reason for that?
I mean, I have to be a little realistic here. I think that the teams that Boise State and Utah State have coming back as far as talent are slightly ahead of CSU. I think Utah State, despite and them having Chucky Keaton coming back and hopefully he stays healthy, I think they're a team that can finish 11, 12-1 and end up being that team that represents the group of 5 in the New Year's Six Bowl. Same thing with Boise State as well. It's just I think CSU's a year away. I think next year they'll lose some pieces, but next year is going to be actually probably the season where they can just turn some heads and like turn this conference upside down.
I think, so what is Rashard Higgins? So do you think he's going to be gone next year? Because if he maybe stays around, I'd give that. I'd prop him up even more than what you already are. I believe he's going to be gone though, wouldn't you? To the NFL. Yeah. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's a simple yes will work for that. So what's your as I mentioned when you were hearing before, I got the last 2 mix-ups, and you and Brandon were the final 2 guys. I think Chris would love this. I think me and Chris are number 1 fans of your bold prediction here.
My bold prediction is that New Mexico and Hawaii will actually make bowls this year. And the reason why I say that is because Hawaii, despite the fact that they had a losing season last year, they were very competitive in most of their games last year especially. They got off to slow starts, they came back, and they, for the most part, ran out of time, especially against a lot of these, the couple of Pac-12 teams that they played last year. They came over to Colorado and nearly beat them, and I know later in the season they played very competitively against most of the in-conference opponents as well, other than the drubbing that CSU gave them in Fort Collins. But I think Norm Chow is going to have them ready to play this year, and I think they can win 6 or 7 games and make a bowl game. And I think New Mexico is the same way. I think if their defense can kind of get in line and they actually can get a defense this year,
yes.
There's like 6 wins will be 6 wins isn't going to be out of their reach because they're always one of the top rushing teams in the country. And I think if they can get that figured out, along with all the other things fall in place, they could very easily make a bowl game.
That's what we like to hear. I know me and Chris want that to happen because we love watching New Mexico. I know not many people have seen it, but their offense is just so different, unique. It's just so fun to watch and how effective they are. It could just shred the best defenses.
And it's going to get even better this year.
Hopefully. All right, let's move on real quick because we need to wrap this up.
I think.
Oh, go ahead. Finish that.
I was saying they'll be much improved, just like Hawaii. I think it's going to be a very competitive conference as a whole this year. I think there's going to be a lot of good football being played in this conference. It's not going to be how last year was for the most part top-heavy, mountain-heavy. I think top to bottom, the conference is going to be very competitive this year.
I think so. If Hawaii gets better and New Mexico gets a little bit better, Wyoming, there could be some more teams that mix. So let's wrap up here. Who's your division winners and your conference champion winner is, as we are still a week away from football, week plus away?
I've been saying since the spring, I said it will be Utah State hosting San Diego State for the Mountain West title, and I said Utah State would win. I said Utah State will finish 12-1, and they will make it to a New Year's Six bowl game. Because I think with that defense coming back and with Chucky Keaton coming back, I think they're going to be a very good team. And the good thing is they get Boise State at home this year. And I think it'd be different if they have to go to Boise, but I think them playing Boise at home will be the ultimate deciding factor.
It's a good point. There's a lot of people picking Utah State. Out of the guys we had on, or at least filled out our sheet,
Yeah, we have a lot of guys picking Utah State. I got one more question.
Okay, go ahead.
You choose a non-conference or a conference game. Be whatever you want. Any game to go to this year. What are you picking?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part.
Either an out-of-conference or a conference match this year. What game do you travel to?
Yeah, as far as CSU, I would have to say the Boise State game. I think that will probably be the most exciting game and the most competitive game that, other than Minnesota, that I would say to go to this year, especially if you're in Fort Collins. I think Boise State travels very well as a whole, but they travel very well to Fort Collins. And that's what I've noticed. It's not too far of a drive for them. And the two games that they've played in Fort Collins since I've been out here, and since they've actually been playing in conference, it's been probably about 30% of that stadium has been filled with Boise fans, and they're very loud about it. I think it'll be a very competitive game. I think the game's actually going to be a shootout, which will be much in the favor of either team. Because I think Boise State will have a very good defense. I think CSU will have a pretty good defense. But I think the shootout with both offenses running a fairly explosive offenses on both ends, there's going to be a lot of points scored. That's going to be the game to go to. And it's probably going to come down to a late touchdown drive to win the game.
Excellent.
All right, I think this wraps up the show pretty much. So, Terrence, thanks for hopping on with us. Like I said, you probably heard me say before.
No problem.
What's your Twitter account, Terrence? We
yes.
want to get you more followers.
My Twitter account is all one word. It's T Dickens, Dickens 13.
There you go. Follow that. As I say, we may or may not increase followers. Hopefully, we don't decrease followers after this, but I doubt it.
Yeah, that's the last thing we need, right?
Yeah, let's get it. Yeah, we'll increase. Well, hopefully, people check that out. Check out your stuff on our site for Ram stuff. So, thanks for hopping on with us, and I can tell everybody else, we'll come back to this in December to show how we're all wrong. Okay.
All right, no problem. Thanks for having me on.
All right, thanks, man. All right, so Chris, we are finally done, right?
Essentially, yeah.
I did see one game that I may want to see that could be interesting. Did you see who Air Force goes on the road and plays a non-conference game?
I did. I saw their whole schedule and I forgot about it.
Michigan State.
Sparty!
Also, there is UNLV at Michigan.
Yeah, I don't want to travel to that game.
No, saw a couple. So that's what we got for tonight. I'm hoping it's kind of late, so I'll probably get to this show sometime to Monday with the completed show. So yeah, check it out.
I apologize for this, folks. This was absolutely ridiculous. We should have never had this many problems. But we should have expected it too. Well, last week we didn't really have any problems, but this week it's just third time is.
Yeah, I'm done with them. Apparently, this was not just an us issue. They do a good job reaching out to our client. Hey, what's going on? Like, we're sorry for the inconvenience. We're working to restore services. So it wasn't just like we expected. It wasn't my internet, which I've had issues before. if I'm not plugged into the cable. Ethernet, it can have issues. But or like I think the time you dropped out, I don't think you were plugged in. But this was a big wide thing, and we're done. Even though we got the only reason we stuck with them, we have a good account where we get a few extra perks and bonuses for how long the show can go, callers, and some extra stuff. But we're done. Too many times has an issue. I don't want this to happen in season. We already missed out on a good guest we had. People won't want to come on if it doesn't work. So I got my super
too
secret.
many cooks, too many. Oh, you finally got that.
Oh, I heard it now. Finally, did you hear anything I said?
Partially. What was it?
That's terrible. Whenever using Blog Talk Radio again.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, let's go with that route. So I don't know how long the show is. So if you endured, I believe at least a handful of people did because we got a lot of interaction on Twitter. Pronunciation guidelines. So that's a must read, right?
Absolutely.
It's
In
not
2 weeks when we're using Blog Talk Radio.
It's not Oregon for those who are wondering.
No, it's not.
It's
Once again,
Oregon.
I've lived in Oregon. I've lived in Nevada. It's Oregon. It's Nevada.
Yeah, it's Nevada. It's Oregon.
Duh.
It's also Louisville.
Louisville. Yeah.
It's not Louisville.
Go with local pronunciations, people.
It's not Louisville. It's Louisville. And it's also.
It's Nolans.
That's what I was saying. So I might get this. Might be trivia, isn't it? It's not New Orleans. I know that. It's New Orleans.
It's
You kind of run it together a little bit, right?
Yes. It's not Boise. It's Boise.
Yeah, it's Boise. It's Vigil. We know that.
Throwback to last year.
Yes.
God damn it. Oh, boy.
That's what we got for tonight. So if you listen to us, we appreciate you and thank you. We'll be doing a bit different show coming soon. We'll have our week 1 preview will be next Sunday. Does that sound right?
Oh, my God.
I can't believe it's next Sunday.
Week 1 preview. So check out the site. We will have our week 1 story stream. I got to organize that. Previews, recaps, anything you could possibly have. We'll talk about this more next week because this show's already going long enough. But check us out, mwcconnection.com, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud only. That's it.
At Jeremy Moss, at Greek Padre. Also, tell us whether or not you like videocast, as what I was doing along with Brandon and Terrence, or whether you just like people talking if you're watching this Google Hangout Live. I kind of like the personal interaction and the many facials.
We can mix it up. We can do both.
Yeah. So, I mean, the podcast is still the same. You're still going to be listening. Just people who are listening live get to make fun of our faces.
Yeah, it depends if you want to go live. If you want this live, maybe we'll do Hangout. If not, we'll do something through Skype. But, yeah, just check us out. We'll be doing that type of stuff. So, again, check us out, mwcconnection.com. And the show should be excellent to listen to once you get around to listen to it. And we will see you next week for week 1 preview. I need to whisper. Is it over yet?